Urgent, Commanders fan, look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest Commanders news, and don't forget to turn on notifications, so you don't miss anything. Former FSU football star receiving serious interest from Washington Commanders, others from Tallahassee to the pros. NFL teams eye the former FSU star. Florida State place kicker Ryan Fitzgerald is headed to the NFL. The only thing left in question is which team the 2024 All-American will land on when it is all said and done after the NFL draft on April 24th. The 61 Coolidge, Georgia native, told the Draft Network that he has received interest from multiple teams, including the New England Patriots, Baltimore Ravens, and most recently, the Washington Commanders. I've had a few team interviews. I just had my first private workout with the New England Patriots, and I have more of them in the works with the Washington Commanders and Baltimore Ravens, Fitzgerald said to Justin Mello of TDN. I've been excited to show these teams what I can do. We'll see what comes of it. Fitzgerald ended the 2024 season with a perfect 14 out of 14 field goal record and was a reliable weapon for the Seminoles through the thick of 2023's ACC championship run and the thin of last year's 210 team. He strung together remarkable back-to-back seasons, finishing with a field goal success rate of 90. The Lou Groza finalist served as Florida State's kicker for the past 5 seasons, converting 58 of 74 field goal attempts, 78. 4 during his career, including a career-long 59-yarder last season. He was nearly automatic on extra points, making 178 of 182 attempts, 97. 8. The Commanders resigned kicker Zane Gonzalez for the upcoming season, but he will have some competition if they decide to bring on the 2-time All-ACC rookie. According to Commanders Wire, they've also worked out Miami Hurricanes kicker Andres Borregales, who had a 94.7% field goal record last season. Where Fitzgerald ends up remains to be seen, but his consistency, leg strength, and poise under pressure have certainly put him on the radar. Fitzgerald is in a strong position to compete for a roster spot at the next level. All that remains is for an NFL team to make the call. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest Commanders news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks! Now let's get back to the news. Dolphins Tyreek Hill trade rumors heat up with Commanders' proposal. The Miami Dolphins are rumored to be contemplating a trade involving their star wide receiver, Tyreek Hill. Reports suggest a potential swap with the Washington Commanders that would send Hill away in exchange for draft picks. The proposed trade entails the Commanders acquiring Hill and a 7th-round pick, while the Dolphins would receive a 2nd and 6th-round pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. This trade could open up salary cap space for Miami, but it would certainly impact their offensive capabilities. By the numbers, Commanders would give up a 2025 2nd-round pick number 61 and a 6th-round pick number 206. Hill's cap hit is projected to be $51 million in 2026, yes, but trading Hill could weaken the Dolphins' offensive dynamic, although they do have Jalen Waddle to mitigate the loss. There's a significant debate about whether the draft pick exchange adequately compensates for a 5-time All-Pro player. State of play: the Dolphins are operating under salary cap constraints this offseason. The Commanders, fresh off a playoff appearance, are motivated to enhance their roster for a winnow approach. What's next? If the trade moves forward, it could set a new tone for both teams, with Miami redirecting their future and Washington bolstering their offense. Upcoming decisions will be influenced by how teams assess Hill's long-term value versus salary. Considerations. Bottom line: negotiating a trade for Tyreek Hill may allow the Dolphins to gain immediate financial relief while shaping their long-term strategy, but it risks diminishing their competitive edge on the field in the short term. Maintaining focus on the balance between financial health and team performance is crucial. Washington Commanders signed journeyman NFL quarterback Josh Johnson. Journeyman quarterback Josh Johnson has signed with the 14th team of his NFL career, the Washington Commanders. It is Johnson's 2nd spell with the franchise, having made 3 starts for the team during the 2018 season. The 38-year-old has signed a 1-year deal where he will serve alongside Marcus Mariota as the backup to franchise quarterback Jaden Daniels. Johnson spent last season serving as support to Lamar Jackson with the Baltimore Ravens. He played 6 games for the team, featuring in 36 offensive snaps. Johnson was taken by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the 5th round of the 2008 NFL Draft. He has also had spells with the San Francisco 49ers, Cleveland Browns, Cincinnati Bengals, New York Jets, Indianapolis Colts, Buffalo Bills, New York Giants, Houston Texans, Oakland Raiders, Detroit Lions, and Denver Broncos. Johnson has appeared in just 45 games during his 17 years in the NFL, starting 9. He has completed 58% of his passes for 2,297 yards with 13 touchdowns and 16 interceptions. Johnson holds the record for most teams played for in an NFL career with 14. Shane Graham and Tilly Voss, both 10, are the closest to him. Johnson has also had spells away from the NFL with both the AAF and XFL. Commanders Insider explains importance of running back need. The Washington Commanders had one of the best rushing attacks in the league last season. While their third-ranked rushing offense was helped by former second overall pick Jayden Daniels, the Commanders have a duo of quality runners on the roster with Austin Eckler and Brian Robinson Jr. That doesn't mean the organization is willing to keep the same group moving into the 2025 season, though. With both Eckler and Robinson and entering the final years of their contracts with Washington, there is speculation that the organization could look to address the running back position early in April's draft. ESPN insider John Keim emphasized that point Friday evening they could definitely add more playmakers. Keim said, "Washington would like to find a dynamic running back capable of playing on every down." In the Commanders' past 11 games, including 3 games in the postseason, their running backs averaged 0 yards per carry or less 6 times. Subpar run blocking didn't help, but they need someone capable of creating more yards on the ground, apart from quarterback Jayden Daniels. A speed receiver on the outside opposite Terry McLaurin remains an option too. It's not really surprising Washington would be looking for more firepower on offense. As strong as their 2024 season was, their 55-43 blowout loss to the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC title game showed there's a gap between them and their chief rivals for the division. But if Washington can add a top runner in the draft, it could very well alter the balance of powers in the NFC East, especially moving into the prime of Daniels' career. Commanders' Laramie Tunsil signing gets good news ranking the Washington Commanders. 2024 season was an eyebrow-raiser for most, with Dan Quinn's rebuild going into overdrive. After 3 wins in 2023, that skyrocketed to 12, and then an NFC Championship appearance in 2024 as Jayden Daniels and Quinn, along with the help from several key veterans, pushed this team into Super Bowl contention. But they weren't content to sit on their hands. General manager Adam Peters traded for Deebo Samuel and Laramie Tunsil to fortify 2 key offensive positions, and ones that Washington hopes will make Daniels a better quarterback in 2025. The Tunsil trade, per Marcus Mosher of the 33rd team, has been named one of the best acquisitions of the offseason. The Commanders are in winnow mode and have opted to acquire several older veterans to keep them competitive during Jayden Daniels' rookie contract, Mosher writes. However, the best move they made this offseason was trading for Laramie Tunsil, the 5-time Pro Bowl left tackle. Tunsil will turn 31 this offseason, but he is still among the best pass-blocking tackles in the NFL. Left tackle was an area of concern for the Commanders last year, and Tunsil will instantly be their best starter. There weren't many flaws offensively for the Commanders last season, but one was sacks. Daniels was sacked 47 times, 6th most, and with his slender frame, that is a disaster waiting to happen, so Peters did something about it. In Tunsil, the Commanders get one of the best pass-blocking left tackles in football, and yes, he is due over $20 million in each of the next 2 seasons. But protecting your franchise's best asset is good business, and Tunsil's move to Washington is clearly one of the better moves made this offseason. Giants can catch Eagles. With one bold move, it was quite obvious during their run to Super Bowl LIX that the Philadelphia Eagles were seen as a team that just appeared so far ahead of the rest of the NFC East that it could take over a year for their rivals to reach their status. The Washington Commanders, New York Giants, and Dallas Cowboys were all blown out at least once by the Eagles during the 2024 season. As the NFC East looks to try and find a way to close the gap against the defending champions, one team may end up challenging Philadelphia like Washington surprisingly did in 2024. NFL.com. Writer Eric Edholm suggested that the Giants could be on a Commanders-like turnaround this season, with both their head coach and general manager on the hot seat. Brian DeBole and Joe Schoen know they need to produce more wins better draft picks, improved quarterback production, the whole 9 yards. This upcoming season must prove the Giants are headed in the right direction, or owner John Mara's postseason decision on their fate could be different this time around, Ed Holmes said. It starts with the number 3 overall pick in the draft. Have the Giants done enough at quarterback to pass on one there? If New York passes on one and selects a blue-chip talent such as Colorado's Travis Hunter, it could be a franchise-changing decision. New York has been embarrassed over the years by the Eagles in a number of different ways. Last season, Saquon. Barkley's run to history was just the latest example of it. 2025 could be the year the Giants pull out all the stops to end this embarrassment of a run by the Eagles. And if they can get anywhere close to what Washington was able to do, they may just find a way to save everyone's jobs. And now, Commanders fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for Commanders. Be back any moment with more Commanders news. We want Dallas.